You're listening to the Wicked Theory Podcast.
We're very happy to have you back, even for a short visit.
And here we go.
Broadcasting to you live from the quote-unquote trophy room in Nick Cage's house. And we've never been more uncomfortable. This is the Wicked Theory Podcast. Woo! Yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back. It's us again. Here we are. My name is Bill Shawanga, and I got my buddy Jay.
Yeah, man.
I got Ed.
Your role will remain classified, and Uncle Sam's official position is you're the scum of the earth.
He's not wrong. And then I got my brother Bob on guitar.
What's up, everybody?
Ooh, the sultry sounds of Mr. Sweeney. Yeah, kids, this is it. This is episode 155, and we're hanging out. We're getting freaky. We're getting geeky. We're getting nerdy with the wordy. This is just trying to make sure that Uncle Jay can hear me. Uncle Jay, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
It could be that I'm just getting old.
It could be that you saw too many rock concerts.
You're also toggling my volume button.
I'm hitting it. Sorry.
And Jay, it's not that you're just getting old, okay? Not just.
I am old.
Right.
No, there's more shit going on besides just getting old.
Oh, like alcohol?
No, just you're falling apart.
How about them apples?
That's what happens. After 30, you start slowly falling apart.
Wait, I'm 30.
Yeah, you're going to start falling apart.
Oh,
I'm
a
predicting
huge difference.
bad knees and a bad back for
There's
you
a huge
any
difference
day now.
of Ed at 30 and me at 30. That I
Yeah,
will
there's a
say.
different amount of mileage traveled, I'd say. Is one way to put it, no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, speaking of things,
Yeah?
I don't. There's no hard segue. Just those were things, and these are things.
Yeah, okay.
So,
And
other
little
things.
guys, so we all got things.
There you go. We're gonna do some. We're gonna get a little bit of news. There might be some review-ish type thing. Us catching up with stuff we've seen. Chat room game. I think we got one set up, ready to go this time. And so, also, we'll get to it later. But we got a new thing we're gonna do today in the after show slot. What is that all about? You'll just have to hang around and see.
Yeah, Wesley.
Fair enough. And then
What is it, Bill?
it's a thing. It's a new bit.
It's a bit.
Again with the things.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing.
It's a thing.
And that's a thing we do.
It's an Uncle Jay thing?
It's a group thing.
So we're playing with our things
It's a
again?
group thing.
So it's a 25% Uncle Jay thing.
Yeah, is it all about? Is it got? You want it
Yes.
to be about you
know,
more?
You know about that. You know it's all about
All right.
me.
You want more?
Well,
You want more
Fazooch?
percent? Is that percentage not good enough? You want more percentage?
I like 26.
See, you just got to have a little more than everybody else,
little
right?
bit.
You're that guy.
Little bit.
Okay, fine, fair
A
enough.
little extra sauce each.
Oh, is that what it is? Is that what it is? I get the corners on a Sicilian.
Exactly.
I'm taking all four of them now.
Corners. Who the fuck wants the corners?
Some people.
I like the corner, man.
I like the corner too. Certain types.
It's all about the middle.
From certain places, I like the corner. Other places, it's like, no, that's just a hard rock piece. Like, you know,
To be
the
fair.
middle. What fun is the middle?
It's all about the middle.
To be fair, I actually like the corner and the one next to it. That's got the one strand of crust.
Yeah, well, anything on the outside edge,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, right
you know,
there.
Those middle pieces that have no crust.
No. You
It's
can't
like
grab
it's like
it
a
right.
fat Elio's pizza. It's like,
Right.
what is this? You know, but much tastier.
It's all about the middle.
All right, listen, we got sidetracked by pizza talk somehow.
All right.
It's probably my fault.
Because we're in New York City, that's why.
We can't help it. It might have been bagels. All right, so
It could have been.
Could have been. So if you kids want to send us an email, there's still time.
All right.
You know, the podcast at wickedtheory.com address is still good.
Yep. Yes, it is.
It's still the same.
It's right there.
Wicked.com.
Wickedtheory.com.
Wicked theory.
Wickedtheory.com. Get it straight. There's a Facebook page if people are into Facebook still. Who knows? We do a group. We got a group thing there. I put a
Oh.
caption contest, kind of goofy picture up every week. There's no freaking prize. Don't try.
All right.
But try to be funny. That's what that's about.
Just be funny.
It's not about winning. You know.
Just
Can't
be
always be
hysterical,
about-
goddammit.
Yeah. You know. In the land of comedy, is it really about winning a trophy? You know.
I thought mine was good.
I'm sure you thought everybody thinks all theirs is good and that kind of a thing.
No, that one was good.
Not for nothing. Everybody that's ever been done a caption contest and see me out in the real world, you know my shit's funny though, right? My shit's the funniest. It's like it's all funny.
I don't participate too often, but when unless I got a good one.
Well, I hear you. That's the way I am too. I usually don't jump in because I also like to let the kids play.
Benny Livewire has a question for us in the chat. He wants to know, is the pizza better in Rome or New York? And my answer is, I live in New York. Why would I ever want to go to Rome?
Yeah, I live in I live in the capital of the world.
I guess Rome. Well, Italy is the home of pizza.
So I understand. Yeah, that's the framework of the question, right? Is it better? We wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Been to Rome?
I would guess though. In Rome, would probably be better pizza.
I'll tell you the pizza.
No, but it's the New York water.
I don't know if there's a Rome, New York. I think there is. Is there Rome, New York?
Yes, there is. Upstate.
Yes.
Yeah, our pizza here is better than that Rome. If he means that Rome, that town, then yeah, sure. But we can't speak to that, whether or not it's better than Rome, Italy. And if you ask us specifically Sicily, we'd say no. It's automatically better.
As an Italian.
As the official Italian spokesman on the Wicked Theory podcast.
I have shamefully never been to Italy.
Yeah, no,
and I'm dying to go. I'm going to guesstimate that the pizza there is probably better there because it originated there.
Do we have to get a GoFundMe page going to get you to Italy?
No. What I'm saying is that, I can't make that, I can't decide that now. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
Because there's amazing places in Jersey, too.
Let's not get it mixed up here. Right,
but they're all near New York, so they can get the New York water.
Exactly.
Right. We can run it over.
But I can only imagine.
Shawnee's New York water.
Like before I die, I want to have like a whole pie. I want to eat the whole pie somewhere in Rome.
And if you're gonna die there eating the pizza in Italy, right?
Right.
That sounds good to me.
But I will say that I think it might be better.
It's probably better.
Yeah.
And I bet you another thing, it's probably very different. It's so different where like it doesn't compare almost in a way. Like Neapolitan pizzeria style pizza. I'm gonna make him a pizza he can't refuse.
And James, hey James, fuck you, James. But he says, "Where's the best lasagna at?" That's my mother's house.
My mom's too.
That's my mother's house.
Hey, it's the same place. Funny how who makes the best meatballs?
My mother.
My mother too.
My mother.
Kids in school used to always make fun of my mom's lasagna because she put meat in it.
That's not.
Oh no,
rare.
sorry. That's her big Ziti. That's her big Ziti.
That's not that rare either. I mean, that's because they didn't grow up with it. You know what I mean? I thought it was nasty that my friends' parents put like green peppers and onions in hamburgers, like put it into the chopped meat.
Yeah.
But I didn't say nothing to their face.
No,
you know what I mean?
Right. And then you got that Eddie Murphy bit.
Yeah, well, I'm not even kidding. It was a mama burger. It was the whole, it might as well have been on white bread dripping down my arm because I was like, no, I was literally that kid in that Eddie Murphy bit. Where I was like, no, I don't eat that. I can't. No, I don't eat onions. And like I'm like still to this day, like I will pick onions out of anything. Like I can be near them now. I'm an adult. But I'm still picking them out of shit. Like, you know what I mean? But
that's right. You always did hate.
Oh my God.
Onions at the deli.
Well, it's funny
when you had to cut onions.
Cutting them, well, maybe not as bad anymore. But like the eating.
Whenever we order pizza here, I always think about ordering peppers and onions. And the one time I did, you threw a fit.
Yeah. I got a cheesesteak the other day. Luckily, they got it right. Just peppers, no onions. But so I guess now everybody knows my kryptonite. So if you want to stop me, give me some good cooked up onions and flick them at me.
So someone really wants to be a fuck and say, hey, boy, Bill, I got lunch, and then they come back and they got those cheap ass McDonald's burgers with the onions on them. You're not eating, so they're like, fuck you.
No, I'll wolf that down, but I won't do that for fucking White Castle.
See, I'm the exact opposite because my grandfather grew up on a vegetable farm.
Yeah,
and would have like onions. Like
he lived on them.
He'd have
that was the meat.
Half an onion on a hamburger.
Right. Yeah, Depression era. It's Depression era.
And so by that, my mom just throws it in all of her cooking.
Depression era food is like that, where it's like stuff that we should have thrown away, but since it grows in the ground and it's easy, like you can just leave it and come back, like no maintenance, just throw it everywhere. Okay, potatoes everywhere, onions everywhere, but like
I like onions.
It's like liverwurst. It's like get out of here. Yeah. There's no reason to be making that still.
Really,
the Depression is over. And you should just
leave the face on the animal.
And the people who grew up with
There's no need to puree
are almost all gone now. Let's just be honest. Not for nothing. The people who like had to grow up with it, like liverwurst and onion sandwiches. Like what? Just stop. Like that's a thing. And but with Munster on it. Let's just stop.
Now, in a deli, is that murder on the coal cutter?
Yes.
Yes. The slicer, yes.
Yeah.
Most places will actually just cut it with a knife.
Oh yeah.
Just because you can make, depending on how they want it. If someone comes in and tells you they want it thin, or you're fucked.
Yeah,
You're
fucked
fucked.
because they're getting football-shaped slices.
It doesn't even have the consistency of Spam. Like, it's a
Yeah.
looser meat. It's mush.
It's basically pate in a tube.
Like, ideally, what you should do is have it, like, frozen or near frozen.
Yes.
And this way it's nice and firm on the slicer, and
Yeah.
you can kind of cut it real easy.
Yeah.
But most times it's, regular temperature, so it's got a very mush consistency. It's like hard, it's like slightly firm cat food.
And it's wrapped in a rubber casing. That's like 2 layers thick, and it's like hand sewn.
Yeah, it's got like this
It's that
burlap
old
layer in
school
it.
shit, and it's like
it's so like survive nuclear winter. This type of shit, like you know what I mean? Like it's like
it's up there with head cheese. Okay,
It's made-
Don't ever eat head cheese. That's what. There's a reason why they call it head cheese.
it's made to be in a basement.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's from the head. It's all the meat from the head, glued together with gelatin.
I just pictured
I
someone
was gonna
squeezing.
say-
I just pictured someone squeezing the head out of an animal, just getting it out the ear.
No, because that shit has the consistency of Jello.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, and it looks
It's rough. So,
and it
yeah,
looks
if you
like
could
different
imagine-
pieces of nastiness all smushed together. They don't have the same color or
So,
consistency.
since you asked 2 deli guys,
Yeah,
like
it-
the
it-
thing to ask a deli guy, let me take it a step further. So imagine on a slicer that you're cutting this shit, right? And that like you got to kind of have it on the rack and you're sliding across a moving blade, right? Everything else just goes. This shit smears all over the machine, the machine
The
as it
liverwurst?
slides. Usually, pretty good amount, not too much.
Yeah.
But then, like, if it's not like the perfect temperature, it'll just kind of fold as it comes off the underside.
Yeah, the bottom
and like
just rolls on
like
itself.
curl. Like, you know what I mean? To a shape where, like, sometimes it just gets sucked back in.
Oh,
And
no.
smears up the underside of the machine now because it's rubbing on
yeah.
itself. Like, it's like pate. Like, you should really be cutting with a knife.
And it'll get like a half an inch thick on the underside of the blade.
Actually, you know what would be perfect? Cheese grater.
Oh, cheese grater?
Cheese grater would probably be pretty good. Something like that, or like, something
Dude,
where you,
no,
with a
just
wire.
take it out of the casing, smash it in a bowl,
And throw it out
call
the
on a
fucking
pot-
window.
Call it liverwurst pate.
And tell the old lady you're not selling
Done.
it anymore. Because those same people that buy it want like $1 of it. Oh, I'm gonna go through all this for $1? or whatever change you got today, Marion.
I got
whatever her
news
name
for
is.
you. Having worked across the street for about 3 months
Yeah.
years ago, if you ever see them put liver pate out, that's exactly what it is. What I just said.
Yeah, well, fair enough. It's all cat food.
It's all the same. Exactly.
I
So
like onions.
good
That's
for
it.
you.
That's
All
all-
right.
that's all I got.
That's all you got on that one. That's perfect though.
Yep.
This is prime
Like
after.
straight, eat them like an apple.
No, I think onions add a little bit.
No,
to-
that was
to
that.
bite.
Was,
So you
that
got
was-
some
that-
bite.
That's Grandpa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
Fucking Sicilian.
I just want to let listeners know
I didn't mean our Grandpa, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
this conversation we're having right now is usually something we do in the after show.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So if you
So
want,
we're doing it in the regular show.
I know,
Let
I
it
know.
go.
Yeah.
This is just a taste. If you want more stuff like this,
Well,
Put it into a
Ed,
segue.
it's the after show. Let's not get into the after
He's gotta
show
get a
because
belt
the
for that
after show
segue.
is a whole different thing
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
But we'll get to that later. So let me finish the official business then.
go for it.
Yeah. Continue talking about liverwurst.
Sidetracked by liverwurst. That's the episode title. Okay.
Don't forget the onions.
So maybe that's the title. Okay, so Ed, we're not even going to get into a description on it. DC TV report this week, every week. You and Sarah review, recap, discuss, breakdown all of DC TV shows for the week. You, Sarah Netzley, freelance writer for Entertainment Weekly, EW.com. Not the magazine, just EW.com. She recaps shows over there like NCIS and other shows. She did Arrow for a couple of seasons. She hangs out with us. I don't know how we got her, Ed.
Yeah, I know it's great.
All right, let's not dwell on it. We'll ruin it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Black Lightning finale was this week. That's all I'll say.
It was good. I saw it. 8 episodes this week. 8 shows you guys got.
8 shows.
That's crazy shit. People, in the notes on those episodes, you can always skip ahead to what
Yeah.
you want to hear. There's time codes.
8 shows in under 90 minutes.
How about that shit? Didn't think it was possible. Maybe this show will come under 90 minutes. We'll see.
After that little sidetrack, I don't know.
Last night, people, I do a Friday night mic test. That's what it's called. It's really just me goofing around, playing music, making sure the equipment's working. Whoever's around comes around, hangs out in the chat room. It's on Mixler. Wesley was there. Benny the Livewire, I think, popped in. A couple other people. I dug deep in the crates. It's in the show reel for Wicked Theory here on Mixler. That's the only place you find it.
Okay.
If you want to check it out, it's me goofing around and having fun by myself. Gotham Lights. Our friends at Gotham Lights.
Yes, it's coming.
They got
Ooh, they're
episode. Well, they've been around. They've been back a little bit. They got episode 100 coming up soon.
Oh, very special episode.
And so, just putting a little thing out there. People, friends of that show.
Yeah.
they're looking for emails and audio clips and stuff like that. So if you know them, you know where to find them and their contact info. You know what I mean? All that stuff you can find it online. Just go looking around for it. And you should already have their email address saved in your email stuff. Okay, people? Like ours. You got us and them.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Speaking of people, who are the people in the chat room, Ed?
Oh, in the chat room. Well, we got.
Who do we got hanging out with us?
We got Zombie John. We
John.
We got Benny Livewire. We got Pinky Pig.
Pinky Pig.
Wesley.
James. James just said he thought about us last night. I saw that.
Aw, and Dom.
James, did you think about us like right before you went to bed? Like the last 20 minutes while you were up? Maybe you were fapping? You weren't thinking about us during that, were you? As I sip my coffee to heavy metal dramatic music.
That's enough.
That's not the same.
No.
Ed's uncomfortable.
It was already weird, Bob.
Well, it wasn't uncomfortable enough for you at that point yet, so I had to take it a little further.
It was already weird.
Well, speaking of weird, we got a chat room game for these kids. Let's give it to them.
All right, so we're going to... the hashtag is a sci-fi sitcom.
Hey-oh, take a sci-fi, doesn't have to be a movie or a show, either one, but smash them with a sitcom.
Yeah, examples include Everybody Loves Zoidberg.
How about that? I think you only need that one. I think that one is so good. It says everything you need to know. You know? Everybody loves Zoidberg.
Sure.
Right? I mean, you can hear it. You didn't need me to fuck it up.
Or Alf.
There you go, right?
Yeah.
Alf. Everybody loves asparagus. Nope, wrong.
Everybody wants to shoot Alf?
No.
Oh, everybody wants to eat cats. Oh, come on, that was a good one.
It was funny. It was funny in the context of what we were doing, but it doesn't fit the thing.
Or just the last season of Family Matters, which was like just basically
a sci-fi show.
It
all
was
of a sudden.
Urkel coming up with another wacky invention every
That
week.
is true. He did turn to Doc Brown.
Yeah.
Of Friday Night Family TV on ABC.
He even like blatantly ripped off Nutty Professor. Like he had like a Buddy Love character.
It's an homage, Laura.
Oh, it was Stefan. That was the guy.
Oh, Stefan. Right. Well, they were like, how do we keep this guy on the show? We're destroying his life if we don't let him peek out from underneath the makeup and the persona. Like, he's never going to get another gig in his life.
Didn't what's his name, Carl? Didn't he leave the show for the last season, and that's why he?
Is that a show where they kill off the dad?
Oh no! I think he was Reginald Johnson.
Carl Winslow.
He didn't because of the shift. I just thought maybe it was because he was not involved.
Right.
Because there were two big screen eating characters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was their show.
It was their show. So if one of them left, then the other one's got to step up.
Oh, you have me into Family Matters.
Oh my God! Surprised you don't have that saved in your bookmarks. Remember bookmarks, kid? All right. So how about this? How about while those kids play that funky, wacky game, we get all up in the news.
Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah. Sure.
Y'all done? Y'all through?
Yeah, I'm done.
About a fire, Scarecrow.
Let's talk news.
Okay.
All right.
This one's about Stan Lee.
Oh no.
Oh. These people were taking advantage of him to the point where they stole his blood.
Parker.
Again?
No, just this once, I believe. But he's suing them, and this is the first I had heard about it.
Was it a bunch of vampires?
You would think so.
I feel like
basically,
was it Blade?
Metaphorically, they were vampires. Yes.
You know, I think like every 18 months, there's another lawsuit.
But Bill, you said they were vultures.
These it turns out that Lee, who's not a spring chicken no more, but yeah, you're right. There's a million lawsuits, one way or the other, around him these days. For the last,
isn't he like 90 dust years old now?
Yeah, there was just a brief spell actually where he wasn't doing too well, and then he made a public appearance, and his daughter had to kind of defend him being out at that appearance because he wasn't looking in the best of health. So there is that as well.
Yeah,
but
there was Kevin Smith on Twitter was like offering. To have Stan live with him.
Right.
Like he was like so concerned. It It was, it's sad.
Yeah, and I'm sure he wasn't masturbating. Well, oh my God! Like, I'm a comic book fan. I could have Stan Lee living in my house. Come on.
No.
Come on, Stan. It'll be great. I'll smoke in the basement. Don't worry. I'll do it all
Just think
downstairs.
about, you gotta think about a guy like Sheldon on the show.
Right. Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, I keep thinking of everyone loves Raymond now.
Oh, different guy.
You got to figure out what a guy like that what would happen if in that situation.
Right.
Their heads would just explode.
No, yeah, absolutely. So turns out that what had happened was that when Stan Lee's wife died, not all that long ago, this other guy kind of got control of his interests, of his money and shit, and a lot of his what's the power of attorney. Managed to talk Lee into handing this over to him, and basically, guy's got $300,000 out of him for like a bogus charity. That's like this whole fucking sham. He's also gotten him to sign over a bunch of different things. They're looking. Stanley's and his daughter are looking for about $4.6 million out of this guy, but there are shops in Vegas that they stamp because he did sell off his blood. He did sell his blood.
Basically, this guy instructed a nurse to extract blood from Lee, and he's using them to make stamps.
Yes.
To put into Black Panther comics and sell in comic shops in Vegas. For like,
I think Jay just put absinthe in my cup. I'm not even sure.
For like 500 piece.
Yeah, it's crazy, and like it's just insane. So I just thought that was amazing that somewhere out there, someone's got.
Wow.
I don't know. Is that better than a signature? I don't know. You know what I mean? It probably just says Excelsior in my blood, kid.
No, because Kiss already did that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's true.
So
That's
and
true.
it didn't
Mark
help. It
Grunwald's-
didn't help the sales on that comic.
No. But anyway, these guys are selling those for like $500 each. So those guys, even if you were told, like, oh, it's on the up and up, like Stan Lee's blood, like I wouldn't. I don't know. I just don't think I'd buy it. Like,
Yeah, I don't think I would believe it.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think I would trust it, no matter what documentation that guy brought in. I would think it was bullshit around it.
You know what, man?
I think I would need pictures of the nurse taking the blood, looking at the camera with the thumbs up.
Yeah, we gotta do this all in one day. Like,
You know what,
is he
man?
gonna sign the books in blood? Because that's the way to go.
I might sell my blood to Johnny Walker because it's about 170 proof.
I think your liver.
If
we can cut a
they can
piece
just
off
wring
of
it
it.
out. No,
Yeah.
they just need it for 5 minutes to wring it out. They'll put it back in.
Yeah, and for the time being, we can just get like a dirty bar rag and stuff it in the hole that's left behind in your body, because that's got enough alcohol and filtration kind of working.
Speaking of which, I'm going to do my first Wicked Theory salute.
Hey,
salute.
Chindan,
I think,
salute.
I think the thing to really donate to science with him is his kidneys, because they're still working.
If anybody wants to do legwork, any of you fans, like, some fandoms, some fan bases, some groups, they have like drinking games. You know what I mean? If someone wants to figure out what the Wicked Theory drinking game is, we've put that out there before a long time ago. Like, put the request. Hey, just an idea. If someone really
I
wants
don't
to,
think we had Wesley as a fan then.
he may not have taken it seriously about it. Who knows?
Bill, I'm still
Maybe
in
I'll
good
put a
shape.
bounty on it.
I'm still in good shape, Chief.
Right. But then again, I'd feel bad if like 4 different drinking games came in all of a sudden, and then we just got drunk every week. Saturday night drinking game. We'll play that one too.
What's so different about that? That's me. Every time.
Uncle Jay replying for duty. How you doing?
Poor Stanley.
Asparagus.
Asparagus. All right, so yes, right.
Yes.
Thank you. Poor Stanley.
Excelsior.
Really?
Excelsior, it's my blood.
Give it back. I need it.
No, but I was serious. Like, Kevin Smith actually offered, say, hey, move in with me. Like,
I got you back.
Yeah.
Kevin's got hockey sticks around. He's good.
They know each other.
So another big story that just kind of broke this weekend, actually, it's kind of crazy, it's actual news this week, folks.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about this? We joked about this last night on DC TV Report.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Yeah.
So Smallville actress Allison Mack,
I think I read this.
who played Chloe
Yes.
Right.
On Smallville.
on Smallville, is pretty much up for 15 years for sex trafficking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Evidently,
Not too far from us, but
Evidently-
upstate.
Yeah.
Kristen Kruk, the actress who played Lana Lang,
Right.
got her into this sex cult.
Yes.
And then Kristen left.
Yes.
And Allison went, no, we're taking this to the next level.
She's like, yeah, I don't have whatever you have. I'm staying.
Where the hell was I?
Right? You didn't even get the call, right? So, turns out that she was kind of got caught up in the middle of this little cult, this little worshiping of some crazy dude, and managed to pull in girls for him.
Yeah.
To bang and do fucked up shit with.
Yeah, she was a slave, but she was also the boss of the slaves.
Yeah, there's a hierarchy kind of thing. Yeah. Crazy. So, skimming through the article a little bit, because some of it gets a little crazy, but they were called the NXIVMs.
Right.
What was the name of the group?
It's like NXI.
Oh yeah, pronounced NXIVM, right? But it's NXIVM.
Oh, yeah, I know
V
them.
is actually a U.
Yeah, I know them. Yeah.
You went to school with that kid.
Yeah,
right?
I did. Yeah. It was actually my idea to begin with.
To see they went too far.
Yeah,
probably,
see,
right?
it started as a self-help group.
Right.
Yeah, and then eventually, over time, you were sold into female slavery.
If Uncle J had a self-help group, yes, that's exactly I think what would happen in the end.
Yeah, I'm sorry I
something
got
like
out
that.
of hand, but that I left early on.
See, that's probably for the best. You
Right.
saw the signs.
Right.
And usually, if the leader leaves,
Yeah,
you
Yeah.
would think.
Listen, I was in it 11 months,
yeah.
and then I said, you know what, this ain't for me.
You got close to a year and you were out.
Exactly.
Like any good relationship.
Yeah. Just so you know, it's NXIV.
And then,
VM, the V.
and then I found the Wicked Theory podcast,
and
that's it.
and with us, you found healing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Well, I don't know about that.
And
but-
well, a sense of belonging.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
You know, your round peg fits all. Isosceles hole.
I still fence you fuckers all the time, but fuck it. It's all out of love
It's all out of love.
and alcohol.
So yeah, this was up in the Eastern District of New York. They held promotional recruiting events in Brooklyn. So Jay, you're right. We weren't too far, but they were looking for girls, I think. So I think they had all the dudes they needed. Is kind of the thing.
There's only one dude.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Lord Master. What is this? As detailed in the court filings, Rainier created a secret society within the group called DOS, an acronym that stands for the Latin phrase that loosely translates to Lord Master of the Obedient Female Companions, or the Vow. Yeah, this sounds like straight out of a shitty book.
Yeah.
They recruited slaves by telling them that they were joining a women's-only organization that would empower them and eradicate purported weaknesses that the NXIVM curriculum taught were common in women. Mack and the other masters concealed his status at the top of the pyramid from those new recruits. As a precondition to joining, women were required to provide collateral, which included highly damaging information about friends and family members. So they would get you to give them
Blackmail.
leverage, blackmail material. So that
So what they're really saying in this article is that these women were idiots to begin with.
yeah, I mean, not for nothing. I think that's part of the problem is that
Yeah.
these women were obviously, because they fell into it, they were susceptible on some level. I mean, even people who get convinced of anything,
Yeah.
everybody's a normal. You'd be surprised what anybody can get talked into.
Yeah.
But there you go, folks. So you can look that up if you want harder details and more information on that. Ugh, front page of the freaking Post today, I think. Actually. We're talking about front page news on this podcast. How timely.
It's still just the New York Post.
That's true.
That's like the National Enquirer in New York City.
Well,
To a certain extent.
to a certain extent, because they're all trashy.
When it comes to movie reviews, definitely.
Yeah. No matter who's reviewing them, I
That
guess.
jag-off that's on that fucking paper. I forgot, what's the name?
O.A.O. Scott?
Is he
That's the
Lunch?
Times.
There's
That's
a
the
younger
Times.
guy.
The blonde.
Luminick, is that his name?
Yeah, Luminick was there for years,
Yeah.
but who knows these days? Because I haven't read the Post in so long. I
Oh, you're
wouldn't
talking
know.
about the Post. I thought you were talking about the Times. The
No.
Times.
A.O. Scott.
What table are you at?
Yeah.
The Times. I ain't got time for the Times.
Lou Luminick was the guy from the
okay.
Post, and he's like a horse's cum stain.
Wow.
Yeah, I read some of his shit. He's ridiculous.
So
Did
he's
you hear that,
he's
Lou?
a pretty big cum stain then, I
Yeah.
think. I think. You know what I mean?
If I was Lou Lemonick, I'd be mad right now.
I think it's him. If it's not him, then I apologize. Lou
Shout out to Yo Bro Radio in the chat room.
Yo, bro.
Yo Bro, how's your radio?
Wasn't that a movie just now?
Yo, Bro Radio?
Yeah, wasn't that a movie?
No, I don't think so.
He was a young fart blossom. That was
What
on
was
that
that? What was that movie?
You still talking about Lou Lemonick?
I don't think it's him. I want to say
That's a
somebody
yes.
else.
You still talking about Lou Lemonick?
What movie? What were you talking about?
Yo, Bro? No, I don't think
No.
I was trying to make a joke.
Oh.
Radio. What was the movie? Radio.
Radio.
What you just watched? You just went to see it with Dom like 2 weeks ago.
Debbie Does Dishes?
The Steven Spielberg fucking movie.
Ready Player One. Ready Player One.
I was thinking radio for some reason.
Fair enough.
Radio Player.
There was an R word, and you just jumped all over it in your head box. You were like, R.
Gregory E. Miller.
You gave me a blank look when I said you just saw it with Dom 2.5 weeks
Yeah,
ago.
well, because I'm thinking
was
radio. What radio thing did I see 2 weeks ago with Tom? You know what I mean? It's not all me. It's not all me on that one. I'll share it with you, bro, because we're family. But it's not all me. Radio Player One.
Yeah.
Radio Flyer One, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. Radio Flyer.
Oh,
it was
you
about the
remember
kid
that
in the
movie?
wagon. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that.
There you go.
The first one, the only one.
He was getting his ass kicked by his stepdad, right?
Woo.
Or the
I think so, yeah.
what was it? Radio. Was it the
Just radio?
Nelson? I was gonna say Willie Nelson movie, but no, the other guy looks like him.
Chris Christopherson?
Sun Yi's husband.
Fucking Woody Allen?
Yeah,
looks like
Willie Nelson.
the two of them. Yeah, spitting image. Spitting
I'm on
image.
the plane.
The short, skinny, and wrinkly.
Uh-oh. I guess, yeah, that fits. Yeah, so in news, we're going to jump, Jay's up next. Jay.
What happened?
I don't know. You got shit in the news. I'm sorry. I should have telegraphed.
Oh, the news? Yeah,
the
I got
news.
things.
Remember, we got a little... Parker, get in here, take off your pants. Pull down the shade.
First thing I'm going to start this off with is happy 50th anniversary to 2001.
Space Odyssey.
50 years. Of
I feel like it's
2001.
only been 17 years since it was 2001.
Well, it's 17 years in terms of how you feel when you're watching it. Because,
Okay.
that is a movie that I love, but I do not off.
Oh, it makes no sense.
That's debatable. You know what I mean? But when the Criterion Collection decides to actually print
Yeah.
explanations on the back of the laser disc, then you're like, all right, well, maybe.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You know? When it's like, we'll explain the last 10 minutes for you, just in case. You know?
Just briefly, because I know that.
No,
there's
they
like,
need to explain the first 20 minutes of that movie.
Well, maybe some of that, too.
well, I just remember, like when he's in like the bedroom at the end. You know what I mean? And you hear all this weird shit. It's really the aliens talking to each other about him in there.
Yeah.
I didn't know that until I read the back of the fucking Criterion laser. I was like, I'm like, that's what that was.
I gotta rewatch that now.
Because I thought it was just, like my neighbors.
Right.
Because they sound just like that.
Because I ignore them, too, and they speak a different language. It was all,
But to more important things, Chiefy.
Yeah, how about that?
This goes back to our childhood.
Right.
Mask.
Right.
Remember Mask? Not
Yes.
Rocky Dennis.
No.
Not Jim Carrey.
The toy line and cartoon show.
Yes.
Of it was an acronym.
Yes.
M.A.S.K.
Yeah, I remember reading something recently. They're getting
They're,
Mobile Armored Strike Command.
yes, correct.
with a command with a K.
It's Russian.
And F. Gary Gray,
Yeah.
most known for Set It Off, and a movie I actually like, The Negotiator.
The Negotiator.
Which is a great movie,
Yeah.
if you've ever seen that.
Sure.
Is
Shane
in the-
doesn't die.
And,
So what about Mask?
and it's becoming a movie. It's going to join the Hasbro...
It's got to be the
Extended
Hasbro
films.
universe.
Yeah.
But they landed a director, F. Gary Gray, the guy that did Negotiator, Set It Off.
Sure,
he did a
sure.
Fast and Furious movie too, I think.
Yeah, it's moving ahead.
But I can only imagine, because he's around our age, and
Right.
he's probably a big fan of it.
Right.
So it'd be interesting to see this get like a little resurgence in this day and
Yeah,
age.
well, it'd be interesting to see. Look, a concept like this is kind of like one of these things where, like, hey, man, if they could pull it off really good, I'm all for it. But it's got one of those things where it's like, all right, this is like the first of the line of toys are not as well known. That's starting to creep up. Like, I feel like that with some of the Hasbro properties. It's like, all right, they're going to have to fight for themselves. Like, you know what I mean? Which I think is a thing it could do.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the material's there somewhere in it. Someone's going to make it shine, though.
See, the thing is, though, as far as toys were
Yeah.
concerned. It was for me. It was Star Wars and GI Joe,
Right,
and a little
right,
bit of
right.
Transformers.
Yeah.
This was something that I easily latched onto.
Yeah, I wanted this to be better, actually, or more when I was a kid. I remember liking it and being like, yeah,
The
but
toys were
figures,
great.
Toys were cool. The figures were a little too small and a little too immobile.
They were like 3-inch, I think.
Not even, bro.
They were. They were like this.
But they were less. I'm so used to GI Joe at that point. Like they're less articulated and
Right.
stuff like that. They just kind of sit in their vehicles. But the whole concept I thought was cool because it was like, as much as you could hybridize GI Joe and Transformers, where it's like, oh, it's one vehicle, but it turned into another vehicle.
Right.
It's not a robot, but
they had cool masks and shit like that.
They all
you know
had
what
different
I mean?
abilities.
The jackhammer was cool. It was the big SUV and the Rhino. We mentioned
So
that.
I read the relaunch of the comic book actually, because IDW has the rights on this.
I didn't even know that happened.
So they had relaunched. I forget who was writing on it, and it was all right, but it really didn't keep me. You know what I mean? Because it was so, just kind of straight adapting the concept, not really going too hard and reimagining anything.
Right.
And it just kind of felt very, like it was too predictable for me to kind of like, comic books is an expensive hobby. They add up, like, at the register.
No,
so
I
it's like
get
you're
it, yeah.
always, as much as you want to try stuff, you're always looking
Right.
for stuff to cut too, in a way, from my pull list. And it's like, you got to keep it at a certain price point, but you want to try shit. Like, I'm willing to make it longer, but I'm not willing to write out a comic book anymore for 12 issues before deciding,
Yeah, 3 books is $10.
if you get me for the first 6 or 7 and then it turns to shit,
Yeah.
then great. But if in the first 2 or 3, like, you're not really holding me,
Yeah.
like, it just felt like, exactly what it should be and like as a property adaptation kind of thing. So I'm hoping to I know the movie will probably, slick it up and modernize it in a much more realistic and better way.
F. Gary Gray is a decent action director, so I think that it's fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Fast and Furious person here, but I do know that, I'm sure his was probably better than the others.
Would this be
You know what I mean?
Would this be his first movie since Straight Outta Compton?
Yes, probably. Or no, it might have been Fast and the Furious.
But doesn't he do like other stuff too? Like he doesn't direct as much because he does other shit. Wasn't it like he head of like one of the unions or SAG or something like that?
I don't know about that.
I don't know, but I spoke
him,
well of
not
him.
him.
So
But anyway.
hopefully that gets me my SAG card.
So also in the news,
Yeah, so Pet Sematary, we spoke about this briefly, that it's being remade.
scary music cue. Gotcha.
But what's very interesting now is the fact that they got Jason Clarke to be the lead.
Yes.
Now, Jason Clarke was in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Who was in the original?
Zero Dark. It was Dale Midkiff.
Yeah. So this guy is just basically 2018's Dale Midkiff.
A little bit, yeah, but this guy's a little bit better of an actor, I think.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I
he
mean,
is. And I felt like it was perfect, kind of modern day pick
right.
for that guy, though. I did feel like it was almost like the casting was an homage in a sense. Like I feel like the dispositions.
Well, I read that book. You
Yeah,
know what I
okay.
mean? The disappointing thing for me, like I think that Dale Midkiff is almost serviceable
Right.
for that film. You know what I mean?
Sure. He gets it done.
But yeah, he does. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think that this brings a little bit more gravitas
Oh, yeah,
to
yeah.
that role.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know what
yeah.
I mean? Because he's a good actor. He's in Zero Dark 30.
Yeah.
I'm almost surprised he's attached to it in a way.
Well, I think that they're now with the resurgence of King's properties.
I think they're looking at it like, oh, if we shoot high now,
Yeah.
and take horror seriously,
Right.
Right. I'm glad everyone's kind of gotten that message,
Right.
Like and that's why you're getting some higher caliber.
Yeah.
Like
talent.
Well, after it. I
Yeah.
mean,
and
It and
hopefully,
Gerald's game.
and if it's and if the sequel to it does really well, where it's like about putting some star caliber back into horror movies,
right.
Yeah.
It'll reinforce that signal.
Right.
So I really hope
Well-
the sequel does well, which
well,
it probably
yeah.
will, but by default.
By the time the sequel comes out, though, we'll already have had The Quiet Place.
Yeah, well, that's out this
You know what I
week
mean?
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the people involved with that,
Yeah.
they're all A-listers too.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too, right? Right. That's already setting the standard right there.
Krasinski and
Right.
Now, I really like Pet Sematary.
Sure.
And the thing is that's pretty damn faithful. That's a pretty damn faithful adaptation of that novel.
Right.
I don't know if you've ever read Pet
No,
Sematary.
but my mother always said that. She always thought like that and Cujo.
Yeah, it
for
is.
her, and
They
Misery.
changed a few things around, but they kept the story more or less the same.
But more or less, it's
Yeah.
it's like 85% there.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
say now.
when I saw it, I just felt like they didn't need to change much, and
Right.
that a lot of how Hollywood does it. They always change what they think they don't need to.
And the thing is, too, I really enjoyed its sequel, which was really just a written for the screen sequel. You know what I mean? But just taking that. But what I liked about that was the fact that they didn't. It has nothing to do.
Is that Furlong?
That was Furlong and Anthony Edwards, and but Clancy Brown is in it, and that guy is just. I'll watch that motherfucker in anything, man.
But I was gonna say the guy in the original. Dead is better. Sometimes Fred Gwynn.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta get Nas. You gotta get Ed. You gotta get Ed's guy. You gotta get John.
Well, but the thing, what I'm saying is that I do like the fact that when
there's
John
Goodman on that front porch.
John Goodman
On that front porch.
When there's
sometimes Dead is better. You hear him say that. So
I could see John Goodman playing the.
You know what I mean? Playing that older dude.
Playing that older guy. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not as old. Obviously,
or as great, I think, because he was perfect.
Sure. I'm just saying, modern day, like who do you? If you're gonna grab a guy,
yeah,
I'm sure you two would probably have some interesting options for that too. To
replace think about it, but
the Fred Gwynn role.
But I do like the fact that they did a whole nother movie based around that burial ground thing, because it was the same director too, I believe.
Sure.
And it was at a time where horror movies were kind of cool. You know what I mean?
Right.
But this, I think, is a different animal. So Jason Clarke is a step in the right direction.
All right.
So I'm going to cash that in.
I like steps in the right direction. Ed.
Yeah.
Over to you, Ed.
All right. So I got two stories here. First up, one of the executive producers of Westworld.
Yes.
Gave a press.
I saw this.
Yes, gave a press conference. Lisa Joy.
Yes.
Who's a showrunner on Westworld.
Coming back tomorrow, by the way.
Yes.
I just realized that, yesterday.
That's right, the 22nd.
Someone was like, "Oh, this weekend," and I'm like, "This weekend?"
Yeah. So
nice.
she confirmed that the robots on Westworld can poop.
Right. I saw that.
Yes. Said they. She basically.
She didn't go on it too deep, but no. I'll just let you say.
Basically, the basic quote was the hosts are basically organic. It's cheaper that way to print them out. They eat, they sleep, they have sex, they can poop. It's really like a human body, with one difference being where we have a brain, they have a CPU.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, in case you were wondering, do they use the bathroom? Yeah. They have waste that they take in. They need to excrete.
They're bio.
So basically, now we're finding out that we're going to see someone pee out in the middle of the woods.
Fair enough. And not to be too surprised by it. Don't get all in a twist about whether or not they can do it.
Because, how many people really were asking that? You know what I mean?
Well, you'd be surprised probably, but I don't think that's. I think she mentions it unrequested in a way where she's talking there, she's answering some other questions, so she's listing these things. So she kind of just put it out there in a way where it's matter of factly.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, it was an interview with Entertainment Weekly, and she was just basically asked what the host limitations are.
Right.
And boom,
there it is.
Boom.
Nice. Answers that question. Mystery solved.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when they drink, do they get really drunk? That's a good question from James. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How much of it is programming versus how much of it is the alcohol really affecting their system?
I mean, it's almost like the replicants in Blade Runner.
Yeah.
They're synthetic humans.
So they could be designed, I guess, one way or the other. But, I bet you some are probably, with something like that, I bet you some of them are probably, designed. Like, that one can get drunk. This one maybe can't. Like, who knows?
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Onward.
Next up, Steven Spielberg.
Stevie Spielberg.
Yes, has attached himself.
Ew.
To a DC Comics movie adaptation.
Yes.
So basically, one of his next movies after Indiana Jones 5 and after the West Side Story remake.
And probably after something else. It's probably something else.
Yeah. So he always announces 3 projects and only does 2 of them. So my guess is this is the odd man out.
Yeah, it seems.
But right now he's saying that he's definitely producing and possibly will direct Black Hawk.
Right, which is an old school.
Tell me everything you know about Black Hawk.
Okay, here it is, folks. Yeah. It's like one of these pulpy World War II fighter pilot guys who's like a carryover into DC continuity.
Yeah.
And I think there's like a group of them, or is it like a legion, or is it, there's a
It's a squadron.
squadron. There you go. I wasn't sure how wide it got.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But for the most part, yeah, that's it.
That Blackhawk?
Well, there was
No shit.
there was a line of military comics for a while through the early '80s.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
You know
was
what
a
I
big
mean?
genre.
Sergeant Rock.
Big genre.
I read
All that
some
kind of-
Sergeant Rock.
Well,
Fighting Ace, Airwolf, the original Airboy comics,
Right.
this stuff.
So this was kind of falling into that.
Yeah.
It wasn't really an oddball. It
No,
was
yeah.
an oddball for the overall
Yeah.
lineup.
You know what this is in his eyes? This is like,
This is the safest thing to do and say, yeah, I did a comic book.
well, there's that, but also too, I think he's looking at it as a little bit more pulp hero-y, like where it's like he has a character, an iconography thing, where it's like Indiana Jones in a plane, like you know what I mean, or this kind of character. It's a swashbuckling adventure type thing, kind of character. I think was probably the approach that he sees it, at least at this stage.
I got one thing to say, and I'll
Go for it.
give it to Ed.
Yeah.
It's Spielberg, it's war,
Yeah.
it's Blackhawk.
Yeah, it's fighter planes.
Fucking stash.
yeah, right.
I
mean,
hope he sticks to his fucking
Yeah.
guns.
Yeah.
I had a few of those books.
No, there you
Well,
go.
we all know Spielberg doesn't make bad movies.
Yeah.
You know, he knows
Even on a bad
exactly
day.
how to balance like
Yeah.
the emotion that everybody wants to experience in a movie,
Right.
and with a good story.
Even on a bad day, his bad day is
Yeah.
better than most people's.
Like yeah,
I'll take his shitty
like
day.
that like that one with Tom Cruise that they filmed over in
War of the
Bayonne.
Worlds.
Yeah,
I actually like that.
yeah.
War of
It
the Worlds.
wasn't a bad movie, but it wasn't a stellar movie.
It doesn't
And
get him doesn't get the respect
Yeah.
that other movies get for him.
right.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with this, I mean, this is a book that was mainly at its height in the late 40s through the 50s.
Right.
So this is a book he probably read as a kid.
It's possible.
And a little bit of research found it. Evidently,
Yeah.
he wanted to do this in the 1980.
Okay.
And that was one of the reasons that it got a resurgence in the comics, because there was talk that there was going to be a movie made.
Oh, really?
That's why Blackhawk had a run in the early 80s.
Yeah, they tried to revive it.
Yeah, but evidently he got caught up in a lot of his ideas for that. Got put into
Turnaround.
1941 in Indiana Jones.
Gotcha.
Actually, the spinning Ferris wheel in 1941 is an homage to a villain from the Blackhawk comics.
See
So-
that, kids? Fucking
Wow.
secrets revealed.
Not
Yeah.
too meta.
Not too meta.
John Hamm would be perfect.
John Hamm.
There we go. So yeah, I put odds at this happening at 40%.
Okay.
How
Sounds
about Desire to have this happen?
Oh, that's
for
pretty
each
high.
years?
Oh, that's as high as anything.
I think
That's as high as
I
anything.
think just for what it is.
I'm
and
turgid.
everything,
I'm
if you're not-
turgid.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm turgid right now.
I'd say for me, I'm about 80%.
What
You
I
feeling
like,
turgid?
What I like about it is the fact that you're taking these lower known
Yeah,
comic
right,
books,
right.
and bringing them out into the
Yeah.
mainstream. Kind of reminds me of the Blade situation.
Sure.
We spoke about that last
Sure.
week. You're taking one of these cool,
Right.
like lower end characters and bringing them into this big thing.
Finding what's really cool at its core,
Right.
and letting it be
Right.
its thing.
But
you
if
know?
anybody's going to make that work,
Oh yeah.
because he excels when it deals with war.
Even if he
Right.
just makes it like, it's a World War, it feels more of like a World War II piece than it feels like some kind of, flashy, stylized thing.
Yeah.
Like, then fine. Like,
But then you have the Indiana Jones edge
Yeah.
of making it like, serial superhero-ish kind of
big
thing.
hero.
Yeah, big
Yeah.
hero thing.
Yeah. All right, let's move it along because we got to keep it tight a little bit. We're getting close. I'm trying to squeeze in a little thing here. We got coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a little thing. We got a
It's a
couple
bit.
things. It's a bit. We got 2 bits. We got this last bit of news. So on Amazon now, when you want to order Star Wars or Marvel films, you're gonna have to be a Prime member.
Yeah, they're doing on. And it's not all of them, but on many Star Wars and Marvel DVDs and Blu-rays will be exclusively sold to Prime members. So
These are the same copies you can get anywhere else.
yeah.
Right.
Just if you want to buy them on Amazon, you got to be a Prime member.
So like for the
Weird.
Yeah. So right now the movies that they're saying are Force Awakens, Rogue One, Last Jedi. So basically
All the Star Wars.
the Disney Star Wars movies,
Right.
and then Avengers, Captain America, First Avenger, Winter Soldier, and Civil War, Guardians 2, Iron Man 3, and Spider-Man: Homecoming, and Thor: The Dark World and Ragnarok. So probably about 2/3 of the Marvel movies.
Yeah, nine Marvel movies.
Yeah, so about half the Marvel movies.
Shit.
So.
It's weird. I think it's a
over
weird
the last,
move.
I guess that's like everything for the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, it's
Bill, I got steel books of all those, Phil.
Sure, fair enough. You could build a fucking bunker.
It's on the shelf.
So Bezos can just keep doing what he's doing, right?
It doesn't even matter. Well, that's fair enough.
Yeah, and now evidently they've done this before with Birdman and Interstellar, but this is the first. Like they're going wider with this idea.
Well, James points out that there's supposed to be over like 100 million Prime members, so he's like, well, is there really going to be like an outcry about it? And I doubt it.
No.
But I just kind of feel like it's a weird kind of position to make, where it's like, to people who want to get it, is it going to be a thing where it's really going to push me to join Prime because that's how I have to join? That's the only way I can get them. It's not like when I get them, I get I get a discount that's better than the street?
No, because there's going to be 50 other places that you can go online and buy it. And some of those, if you're someone who buys online a lot, there's going to be one of them that you go to regularly that's not Amazon.
Right.
It's another incentive, that's
I
the
guess.
kind of thing. And the Prime service, you get free 2-day shipping. You get access to
all the shows, all the
Prime.
music, all that podcast stuff. There's a ton of fucking special services.
Yeah.
Like when you go into Prime to look at all the stuff that you get, it's like it's kind of a crazy amount of shit.
Yeah.
No, I can't imagine anybody that uses all of it, but it's a ton of stuff.
Most people don't even know about all of it.
Oh,
So
some of it was like kind of
yeah.
weird and crazy. Like I can't recall because it's been a while. I'm sure it's like probably new nutty stuff in there, but so much of it was like, all right, all right, I got it. You want to use the bathroom for me too? Like what else do you want to do? Let's get into that chat game review. How about that shit? How about that?
Yeah, what do we got? What was the game?
What was the bit?
Yeah.
What was the bit?
Oh, it was sci-fi sitcom.
Sci-fi sitcoms.
So
I like it.
we got a list here.
All right, I'll put a little background music on.
We got a healthy list here. You ready?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Quantum Strangers.
Okay, I like it.
Third Rock from Serenity.
Okay, I like it.
All right. Alien Friends. Star Wars Family Matters.
Oh, okay.
I Love Wally. Will and Grace Enter the Sphere.
They're not coming out.
Married with Aliens.
All right, I like that one.
King of Wakanda.
Okay.
How I Met Your Avatar. Parks in District 9.
Recreation.
Mrs. Brown's Pitch Black District 9. AI Development.
Okay.
E.T. Matters.
No, fuck that kid.
All in the Rocket Ship. Roseanne Strikes Back.
That's the season right now.
We're getting that right now.
Yeah, right now.
Arrested Development of the Third Kind. The Martian King of Bel-Air. Sabrina the Teenage Venusian. 1 AU at the time. 1 AU at a time.
I'm missing it.
A-U.
I'm still missing it.
I don't know.
Okay. 1 day at a time. It was the original.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Full House of a Thousand Planets.
Okay.
Gilligan's Dollhouse.
Oh, that's reaching.
It's Always Sunny in Alpha Centauri.
Want it a little bit louder.
It's Always Sunny in Jurassic Park.
Oh, okay. I'll take that one too.
Third Rock from the Sun. It was a sci-fi sitcom.
All right. Who was that?
Truth.
Back to the Future Man. Married with Children of Men.
Ooh, that's well, I'm sorry. I hit the buttons. Hold on.
Saved by the Thing.
Yes.
McHale's Abyss.
Oh no.
Cheers, RoboCop.
That's not even trying.
The Donnie Darko Show.
Oh, okay. That's gonna be a weird one.
Red Dwarf. Yeah, it's kind of a sitcom.
Red Dwarf. Where we mashed up right there.
It's a British show.
No, I know the original show.
Yeah.
But now we're just naming them.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's a sci-fi. Is that a sitcom?
Is that a mash? It's got to be a mashup.
Oh, I
That's
guess.
what I'm saying. Like, what is he combining right there?
It's just Red Dwarf.
Yeah, that's just the name of it. I watched it.
Saved by the Predator.
Oh, okay.
Intergalactic Sliders.
Oh, well, that's switching it up.
The Fifth Elementary. Wild Wild Westworld. These aren't sitcoms. These are just dramas.
Yeah,
These are
well,
shows.
some of them.
Married with the Children of the Corn.
I'm breaking the bell, I think.
Married with Children of the Corn.
Yeah.
Family Lawnmower Man.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And Seinfeld's Armageddon. That's it.
Why does everybody keep dying? Kramer! You're triggering a nuclear warhead. Whoa.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Jerry. All right. So with that, the shenanigans continue, folks, because we this is the part right here where we're gonna burn right through it, basically. But the meanwhile, actually, let's do the meanwhile real quick. Jay saw the post.
Huh? Yes, it did.
Sorry, I know. I set up one thing and I switched it on you just there.
Sorry.
Jay was like, "What? Left field?"
He's fucking with me.
No, I wasn't.
I thought you were.
You know what I thought of real quick? The New York Post. I swear to God, because we were talking about the New York Post and the Jagoff.
Sure.
So I am sorry. I was in a little bit of a
Chindan.
Salud. So I'm drinking.
Not that much.
Yeah,
but you definitely poured some in mine. You poured some in mine.
A little bit.
Right,
There's a drop.
I can't have that much alcohol. I gotta walk tonight.
Come on. I gotta drive over that fucking bridge.
Yeah, no,
Bill, just throw a match in there and it'll burn off all the
how
alcohol.
that goes? just. I don't want to get too close to Jay.
Yeah.
Just let a match.
I'm worried about the house.
Hanging over the mouth of the cup. It'll just go nice blue flame and it'll all be gone.
Yeah, so I saw the prequel to All the President's Men this week.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what it is.
Fair enough.
But it's fantastic, man.
Sure.
And to be honest with you, I liked it better than Shape of Water. I liked it better than
It's your top?
a lot. Not my top, because I still think my top is still I, Tonya.
Okay.
Fair enough. For my money.
Okay.
But this was damn good, man. And I was really... Tom Hanks in this movie is phenomenal. I mean, he really is great.
He's got a weird vibe in that movie to me, because you could tell he's trying to sound like Ben Bradley, who had a very distinct voice, who's much closer to Jason Robards.
I got to disagree with you on that, simply because I actually think it's a stellar performance. It actually, he won the, I think it was the National Board of Review for best. He should have been. He was very good. And actually, I watched.
I just, he's got that weird kind of thing going
But that's who Ben Bradley was, though.
I know, but
know what
like
I mean?
it's just weird because I'm so used to seeing Tom Hanks do all that natural stuff, and to see him put on that character thing, it was a little jarring for me.
Like Forrest Gump?
I actually think it was just a departure from the usual things he's doing.
Fair enough,
You know what
but I mean, like, it didn't feel like a contrast to you. For you, you got pulled into it.
No, I was.
For you, it didn't really settle in. I got you.
I was locked in.
For me, that movie's all about Meryl Streep.
And I disagree with you. I think that movie's about him more than her.
Right.
I think that because she's just great anyway. You know what I mean? First of all, I mean, she's just phenomenal, and she is very good.
Right.
And but there's, I think that for this movie, it's the both of them. It is the both of them. You can't have one without the other for this film. Sorry, but it's not about her for this either.
Do they screw?
Huh? No, it's just that they play
Thank
off of
God.
they play off of each other well.
Right.
You know what I mean? Spielberg is Spielberg. You know what I mean? Some of the shots are phenomenal. The score is phenomenal. The editing is done. It's really a very, very good film about the documents of the Vietnam War that were exposed. And leaked out, and how the New York Times got in trouble, and the Post basically printed their shit, and and how it led, and right after that, the Watergate thing happened.
This is the other angle of all of that,
right? From the Washington Post point of view. So I will defend that because I know Ed reviewed this film, and he talked about how Tom Hanks was more of a distraction for you because you felt that he was trying to channel Jason Robards, and I know that performance very well from Robards. And while it's similar, it's definitely
because of
Hanks doing his own thing, trying to channel Ben Bradley.
Right.
And I think he does it well. So for that, I can't agree with you.
If you know that guy, then you know what he's doing here. So for you don't see the Robards.
In fact, I think he was better than her. To be quite honest,
better than Robards.
No, because the whole thing carries on. He's a supporting character.
No, not Robards. I'm talking about better. Like I think it was more along the lines where he's just more interesting to watch.
All right,
you know what I mean. I really liked it a lot.
What about this other one you got? You got the
I forgot what it was.
Florida Project.
Yeah, and now the Florida Project. I want to say that there's a lot there that kind of hits home.
Okay.
Because and if anybody's ever seen it, it really deals with like a lot of white trash people in a fucking hotel in Florida.
Florida, right. Mm-hmm.
I have no connection to that kind of life. However, I do have a connection of being a very troublesome kid.
Yeah.
Being like 8, 9 years old and getting into some serious shit.
Yeah.
So by that logic, it kind of hit home. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But I was locked into this film just from the jump. I didn't think I would be.
Right.
When I heard about it, you know what I mean, and I saw like even the trailers don't do it justice.
Okay.
It's a great movie.
Right.
And I like the fact that it wasn't afraid to go to certain places, especially with these kids.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Because they are some troublemakers. They're little brats.
That's
And
Willem
you know
Dafoe,
what I mean?
right?
They're not likable.
No,
like
they're-
these.
No, yeah.
These are really, really people.
But
Yeah.
I knew those kids.
Yeah, fair enough.
That
No,
is the that is the difference. Is the
Yeah,
fact that I knew those kids.
Yeah.
Some of these kids were my friends.
No, they're
You know
those
what I
kinds
mean?
of kids.
And I had
relatable.
hints of it. That's why I tell you, you would not like me back in the day because I was a little son of a bitch playing with matches, that kind of whole thing.
Whoa.
Whoa. You didn't play with matches?
I let my fucking brother's bed on fire.
So shush. So shut up. You know what I'm talking
Come
about.
on.
I didn't play with matches. They were a tool.
Bobby, he almost fell over. He's like, oh, yeah, that's right.
They were.
Story for another day. That Palmer will probably hound me
Yeah.
about now. Be like, when are you going to tell that story about your brother's bed?
Now, another thing
I
is
remember
that
having to come in the room.
Yeah.
Another thing is that this is more, a little bit more urban as of now. A lot of ghetto.
Sure, yes.
You know
yes,
what I mean?
yes.
So
And it's all contextually relatable.
by that logic, you know what I mean? I couldn't stand people like that. Like the woman
Yes,
that's the
right.
mother of this kid. Like
That
I
piece
would
of
have
shit.
backhanded years ago.
Right,
You
right.
know what I mean?
right,
And
right.
she deserves it because she's a piece of shit.
She's
The
the
kids
worst.
are relatable. It's the adults that are
Right.
the shit.
But it's a definite, it's a clear explanation why these kids are like this. And it's Willem Dafoe that really cements the whole movie
Okay.
together, and it's a different kind of performance out of him.
I think this is on Amazon, right?
Yes, that's how I watched it.
Okay, fair enough.
And he was nominated for it, and he deserved it because he's just he's phenomenal. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And
yeah.
he's real.
That scene. Here, I'll get you a soda.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think that's a piece of that's in the trailer.
Yeah.
I think.
So the thing is, this was actually a movie that surprised me because usually, from what I saw of the trailer now,
Right.
it kind of like, all right, what is this? You know what I mean? But then I sat and I watched it, and I was what I was surprised at is about how locked in I got from frame one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I got you.
So these are two stashes for me.
Gotcha.
So
Two stashes.
Two stashes, and I feel I like them a little bit better than Shape of Water. You know, and I like Shape of Water a lot.
Right.
I don't think it's the movie that it's not the quintessential Del Toro film for me. To me, I think it's Pan's Labyrinth.
Fair enough.
Okay.
All right. There you go. Let's wrap it up. The meanwhiles really don't have anything in there from anybody else.
Nah.
But what we do got, though.
I also listened to last week's Wicked Theory podcast.
How was that? How was that?
It was all right.
It was all right.
It was all right.
Is it getting any better?
Well,
All right. Silence says a lot. I got you. No, I got you.
It was a 6.8.
We're going to have to keep tracking on your
Nah,
scale.
I listened because there's things I was there and I recorded it and I don't remember some of it. You know what I mean? And some of the funny.
He just gave us 6.8 out of 5.
I'm kidding.
Out of 5 American tacos.
Out of 5. Well, out of 5. That's off the scale.
So what's 100% of 5 American tacos? 4. Please don't.
All right. Well, how about?
Because that still pisses me off.
All right. How about this?
Pisses Chad off too.
Speaking of Chad,
He doesn't like the 5 American tacos.
I don't care what he likes as far as that goes. That's been resolved. That is not an open. I mean, we could talk about the war, the War of the Stars,
Why does it keep coming up then?
because I got a sound clip that I can play and bring us back and have fun with.
We
it.
gonna order pizza?
Did you smoke pot without me?
No. Are we gonna order a fucking
Yesterday
pie?
was
All right,
420.
I just want to know if we're ordering later. That's all. All right. Go ahead. Sorry. Is his email?
Lightning round.
Oh, okay.
Chad and V heard the call last week that we put out. where we were like, hey, if anybody ever wants to send in lightning round questions, if anybody knows how to do that bit, because we pulled out these old
That
questions.
was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. It takes a long time to come up with 40 questions.
Okay.
So I have not really looked at any of these to say that I scanned real quick, and I do know that some of them will have names in them. So I'm handing out slips. Everyone gets 10. We're all going to read 10 to the person to our left. All right? Mm-hmm. Now, we all know how this works. So who wants to read first?
I'll read first.
You'll read first to the person to your left, which
right.
is, because people at home can't see.
Which is Bob.
Oh,
All right,
Bob.
here we go.
All right.
Out of the gate. Let's see what I can do.
Ready to go. All
Ready
right.
to go.
Tell me when to start.
And go.
What is the first line in your Dear Diary?
Dear Diary.
What is the first thing you do after breakfast?
Shit.
If zombie outbreak started right now, what's the first thing you do?
Grab my guitar.
It's honest. It's honest.
How many times has Bill coughed on Mike tonight?
27.
At a movie, popcorn or nachos?
Popcorn.
You win best co-host. Who do you thank?
The Academy.
You could play any instrument in the world. What would it be?
Electric guitar. Sorry.
I got it.
Fucking. Give you a fucking buzzer on
Sorry.
that one. Jesus Christ.
I got to do that
You
one.
could breathe. It's like I said, you could breathe any fucking element. What would you like?
What would the second
Oxygen?
one be?
What?
What would the second one be?
The bass. Electric bass.
All right.
That's where he started at.
Have you ever worn a lampshade as a party hat?
On 37 occasions.
37. That's a
Wow.
lot.
Hip bone connected to the blank.
Brain bone.
Okay. Where's Waldo?
Newark.
All right, that's it.
You got them all right. Because that's lightning round.
I was thinking that.
It's the game that's
Newark.
I felt it.
Newark.
it's the game that's hard to lose.
All right, so do we go? Are we moving to the left?
Yeah. So that means Bob reads to me.
All right, Bill.
All right. Here we go. Here we go. And on the bell.
How many plants are around you right now?
6.
If you have 2 pizzas and Bill steals one, where would they find the body?
Albuquerque.
Do your best Yosemite Sam voice.
Razzle, frazzle, razzle, frazzle. Order.
How many dollar bills to make you shake it?
What do you got in the pocket?
Favorite flavor of ice cream?
Almond.
What brand of bruise concealer does Batman use?
Steve's.
Which
old
element?
school.
Which element would you like to control?
Funk.
Is Bob using the same amp setting as last week?
Basically.
How long does it take to fill your sink with water?
Half past a cow's ass.
Who invented the question mark?
Sir Questionus Maximus.
See, I would have said a guy named Mark. That's it.
That's it.
All
That's
right.
it. That actually was a bit of a good one, Mark. All right. So
Great
that's,
horny toads. What you doing there upside down, eh? Damn you
All
rabbit.
right, pretty good, Bill. Pretty good, I think.
yeah. Thank you. So yeah, little lightning round. That's how that goes, kids. All right. So here we go. That means I read to Jay.
All right.
Yep. All right, Jay. You ready?
No.
That's how it goes. What's the temperature outside right now in Celsius?
2 degrees.
How many shots of whiskey before you throw up?
48.
If we are a simulation in a game, who is the architect?
Kurt Russell.
That's a badass game. What do you call a man with no arms or legs in the lake?
Bob.
That's correct. Question number
What?
25. Shower or bath?
Shower.
Ketchup on the fries or dunk fries in ketchup?
All of the above.
Anything will do. What kind of drunk are you? Sleepy, hungry, or angry?
Angry.
What cosplay are you?
Han Solo.
All right. How many times has Jay disagreed with Ed tonight?
I believe it was 3, actually.
Yeah, Ed held up with 3 fingers. There you go.
I actually counted them. I'm like, yeah, I think it was 3.
All right, here's the last question. When I say black hole, you say...
Asshole.
All right, we'll take it. Everybody's a winner.
That's what I was thinking, too.
Everybody's a winner on Lightning Round.
Everyone's a winner, baby.
All right, well, Jay's got to read now,
Hey,
right?
hang on.
All right.
Let me pull focus a minute.
All right.
Yeah, I'm good. No, I'm fine. Don't worry, Bill. I know you're nervous. I'm fine.
Here we go.
You need a cold shower, smack in the face.
Here we go. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm going to lose my accent. Here we go. How many kidney beans could you fit in your nose?
Your sister's ass.
Yeah, there you go. How many times have you farted in an elevator?
His sister's ass.
In the morning, coffee or orange juice?
My sister's ass.
Your sister's ass.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Mikey.
How much can you save with Geico?
Tuna. Not enough. Not enough.
What is the first thing you would do in Westworld?
Your sister's ass.
All right, I see now it finally paid off.
There you go.
Favorite potato chip flavor?
Salt and vinegar.
I thought he was going to say your sister's ass.
Who is your spirit Muppet?
That would be animal.
I was waiting for it, too.
Legitimate question. How many podcasts do you listen to?
53 at last count.
And that's accurate, probably.
Yeah, that's probably spot on.
Dog person or cat person?
Why is that so?
Because he's a dog fucking hater.
Okay.
Yeah, dirigibles.
Dirigibles. We'll take it. That's a good answer.
Smart
And
answer.
here it is. How many times has Ed been offended by dirty talk tonight?
5.
Five. Okay, fine.
I helped him out with his last one.
5.
And that's it, kids. That's how the game is played.
Yes, sister's ass.
On the old lightning round. It's a game that's hard to lose.
Just want to say I'm proud of Ed for
proud-
that round.
I'm proud of all of you. I'm proud because you know why? Because you're all winners. And we're really proud of Chad and V for sending that in an email. If
Yeah,
anybody else wants
thank
to
you.
do that, put together 40. I'm sure he didn't do it all in one sitting. And if he did, well, then really big kudos to you. But that's how you do it. Goofy questions like that. All right? That's how it goes.
Thank you, Chad.
Thank you, Chad. And thanks for listening.
What's your work?
I don't know, but I work hard.
I don't want to talk about my job.
I think
That's why I'm here.
I think we're up to this now. Electronic mail
Electronic mail.
from the mailosphere.
By gar, the critter went and done it.
Who was that now? Was
That
that,
was
was that a Klingon?
That was Wilford Brimley as Yosemite Sam.
Okay, all right, I got it. Perfect then. Then it was perfect.
Well, Wilford Brimley would be the best Yosemite Sam.
If you were going to go live action,
that's what
God
you get.
damn it, that critter gave me diabetes.
so our first email in chronological order.
James.
No, this one's from Ben, our old friend Benny Livewire, our new friend.
Diabetes.
Chief.
Benny. Sorry, that's gross. Okay, so he says, "Hi, Wicked Theory.
Hi, Benny.
With the new Avengers film hitting cinemas next week and Deadpool premiering next month, what are your predictions on who will win at the box office?"
Well, Avengers is going to outdo Deadpool, but it's going to be close, I think.
Yeah.
Because
Deadpool
is just people are still really high on Deadpool.
I think it's going to do crazy numbers. It's going to outdo the first one.
Oh yeah, I think it might
and
break $1 billion.
it's Avengers is going to be just ridiculous, though.
Yeah, I mean,
know.
you can't buy tickets for the opening now, and it's still a week and a half away.
I think the Avengers will have Deadpool out by at least 150 mil.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I think the better question here is
He's got a couple of other questions.
yeah.
follow up,
Okay, but
Yeah.
I would say there's another movie that's coming out there that I think would be a better comparison, which is because I don't want to steal his thunder if he's going to ask.
No, he
Shazam?
doesn't. He doesn't
Okay,
mention
all
any
right.
other movies.
No, I think because Avengers I think is clearly going to win.
Yeah.
I think the
Big
the
competition?
the more interesting race is will Deadpool 2 beat out the Solo movie? Because they're coming out
that's
within
right.
like a week of each other.
Yeah.
And Jay, to say I am not predicting this, but there are some assholes out there who are thinking that Deadpool's second weekend may beat Solo's first weekend.
I don't think so.
That's going to be an interesting.
When's the release?
Yeah.
The actual dates?
The dates, yeah.
And I'll pull it up on the numbers right now.
So, but that is an interesting
Deadpool is
head-to-head.
May 18th. I know that because it's the week that we come back from Florida.
Fair enough.
Right. I do think that.
Yeah, Deadpool 2 is May 18th, and Solo is May 25th. So they're a week apart.
I think I actually think that
Solo
will push it off to 2.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm saying that also is the fact that the R rating can
limit some
it
runs.
a little bit, in a sense.
I think that this Deadpool's going to have two really good weekends, and then it's going to start going down.
Right, but I don't think it's going to have the number 1 in a row. I could be
It's
wrong.
got the one weekend where it comes out, and then the next weekend Solo comes out.
I know.
So there's no gap.
But the thing is, the Solo trailer exceeded my expectations. You know what I mean?
Right,
Even
right,
you know what I mean?
right,
Even though I had no problems with what was going on,
Sure.
and what happened. But the thing is, I really see an awesome film here, and if anybody wanted a standalone film, the Star Wars fans wanted a Han Solo movie. So it's a chance to bring that character back.
Right, fair enough.
So I do think that it's not going to beat Solo that weekend, but I do feel like
it's going to be those two movies for like the next few weeks.
Yeah,
that's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
I think those two it'll be Solo and Deadpool underneath. And for I think once they're both out, it's going to be like that for like at least 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, but what's coming out in June? Because we're talking about we're going right into June with these two movies.
There's nothing big the next week. We got Action Point, Adrift, Upgrade. Don't know what any of those are.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's going to be those two for pretty much the whole month.
Ocean's 8 is on June 8th.
Yeah.
Incredibles 2 is June 15th.
That'll make money.
And Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is June 22nd.
So will that will make a shit ton as well.
All right. So he's going to.
So we're going to get like 4 weeks for Deadpool, maybe 3 weeks for Solo before anything really big hits.
Right.
So his next question here is like, which one out of Deadpool and Avengers do we think is going to have a better story and execution? And I feel like that's two very different animals.
Yeah.
I one's a hard R comedy, and one is the big Marvel Avengers payoff thing. It doesn't feel like a fair comparison, really.
Yeah, that's. I mean, Deadpool. You're talking about really just it's as much about the comedy as it is about story. So the story is relatively thin. Anything that's going to be exciting is going to be coming mostly from the new characters. I think, as far as Avengers goes, we're talking about the ultimate payoff.
Yeah. It's
part one of the ultimate payoff, anyway.
Right.
And that in and of itself is such a unique thing.
Yeah, it's never been done before.
It's got a different kind of pressure or expectation behind
it.
it.
It's also backed and secured by 25 other movies.
Right. That's what I mean. Like,
it's nothing but storyline.
Oofta.
Yeah. Now, the one thing James is saying here in the chat that Deadpool's handicapped because you're not taking your little kids to see it, and I think we can all beg to differ because everyone we went to, we were
kids in it.
We were sitting next to four-year-old kids with their moms.
Yeah, I concur with that.
I concur.
Who had no fucking clue.
Right. When the cursing started, were like, some of them were like, "Yo, what the hell? What? You know." Right. So,
to the point where like the movie theater had to have a sign at the box office that says Deadpool is R-rated, and people weren't caring.
Yeah, the last thing I will say is the fact that, the reason why I think that you're going to see a lot of good numbers out of Deadpool the second week, even with Solo there, is because this really isn't a Star Wars saga film either. This is the standalone.
Yeah, but I think Star Wars is a franchise that's not going to like diminish their returns.
You're not going to beat number one.
Yeah, I think you're
not going to pull it out of.
We may get a massive influx of money for Deadpool that first week because people are going to want to go see Solo the next week.
Yeah.
So they're going to want to make sure they get the Deadpool. So we might see Deadpool really have massive numbers in the beginning.
Right.
And then it might die off because of Solo.
And Deadpool lingered for a long time.
It did.
Yes, it did.
It stayed making good money for a long time. And I don't think it was just like, people were talking about the money it was making because it was Deadpool and it was a freak. It was rated R. So, you know what I mean? No, I think on its own, it was like, these are unusual numbers. It had staying power.
Yeah, it was a February release.
That's why, too.
And it was doing summer numbers.
Yeah.
And went on through April.
So it'll be interesting to see.
He wraps up his email with one last thing, which is let's try not to get too crazy deep on it. Maybe some gut reactions to the question. Who do we think is going to die in Avengers Infinity War?
Oh, that's easy. Captain America.
Ed?
Captain America, Tony Stark, but Tony Stark's going to come back. Is going to be some kind of mysterious little thing that happens. Captain America we'll see rotate as to who's going to become the next Cap.
There you go.
I say that all of the original Avengers are going to disappear.
Ooh.
And
At the end of this one.
At the end of this one, we'll find out what happens in... We're not going to find out any hard deaths until Avengers 4.
Right, and probably like the end of that.
Yeah.
Jay, what are your thoughts?
I think, well, Robert Downey Jr. ain't going anywhere. I mean, as far as right now, he always says he's going to, stop, and then they throw another 60 mil at him, and he's like, all right. So I actually think Cap is going to go, and I think you're not going to know what's going to happen to maybe one or two other characters.
Right.
Don't think all of them are going. I don't think all of them are going to go away at once because audiences are not going to like that one bit.
Right.
You don't want to estrange your audience.
One other person who's definitely going is Vision.
Yeah, I mean, people are saying, well, basically because he's got to take the gem out, right?
So he's got to go.
Sounds fine with me.
So yeah, he wasn't really being used all that much anyway.
Yeah, it's hard to.
Yeah, the character. He's a hard character to portray, and the guy they got to play him did well with what he had, but I don't think he was
finding the material and a place for him.
So I think they built it so that they could reveal him just to use him.
Well, that's all fine because he's the gangster in the Solo movie.
Right.
He's in the Solo movie.
Yeah, so he's making money.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's not worried.
Well,
not bad for a guy who's just a voice of a computer.
That's what's his name, Bethany?
Yeah,
Paul
the first
Bettany.
Iron Man, yeah.
Now, are we going to get to see Vision make out with Scarlet Witch?
Yeah.
In human form. That's probably why they show him in human form, so that they can boink, or they can just, tongue each other down. And her being like, we don't do that in my country.
Right. Then they can kind of get away with him not being a real person.
Yeah,
and him having sex.
Right.
Because people won't really see it that way in the moment. They'll think about it later.
It's like that scene in Ghost when she's really making out with Whoopi Goldberg, but we're supposed to pretend it's Patrick Swayze.
Right.
No, not the same thing. Okay. Don't forget that happened, kids. Yeah. Go rewatch the end of Ghost. Anyway.
Molly.
Fucking crazy. Ed, please. That's harder to look at than Whoopi Goldberg. Don't make that face anymore. All right. You're
starting to really look like John Goodman right there.
All right.
So,
so
as far as my predictions on Infinity War is, it's kind of like a mashup of all that. I really feel like, they're going to use this as, at least by the end of 4, they're going to use it as the slate to replace people. I feel like Cap's going to be out for a while. They're going to make it into the one role for sure. I can see them saying, okay, we're going to make this the character that rotates out.
Yeah, and please God, if they actually do kill Cap, let them go on to the Super Patriot storyline.
Right,
with John Cena as the Super Patriot.
Oh, as John Walker. Oh man, losing his cool, choking people out in the Cap suit.
That would be fucking perfect.
Like on camera.
I mean,
hey everybody,
he's the perfect physical
freedom.
form for that. Or you know who else?
Yeah,
Steve Lang. That just came into my head. Steve Lang.
Stephen Lang?
Yeah.
Well, he's a little old.
Yeah, but
he's looking a lot old.
They could work him in.
No, they'll put him in there somewhere.
Yeah.
He's the only guy not in there. That's got
that guy.
A failed super soldier experiment or something that they put into use.
That guy should have been Cable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now and I'm like,
even with the trailer,
Yeah,
I'm like, you could have put Lang in there.
Yeah.
Would have been just as good.
But he was Ike Clanton, and I'm satisfied with that.
Who?
In Tombstone.
Oh, okay, fair
You
enough.
goddamn pimps.
Fair enough. All right, next email. Moving it along.
what do we got?
We got one from Steph Muniz.
Hey, Steph, how you doing?
Co-host of the previously mentioned Gotham Lights podcast.
Yeah. Now we're gonna record a shout out for them, right?
We were talking about it.
Yeah.
We were talking about it.
Hey, isn't it? Did I read something that Joker actually made an appearance?
Man, that's a whole.
Baby
That's a
doll.
whole. That's another episode for another day. Suffice to say,
I'll explain after we stop.
Yeah.
All right.
But
in the break.
yeah.
No, it's not gonna be enough. It's gotta be after the show. It's gotta be
Yeah.
after the pizza.
Because if I boiled it down to 4 sentences, you'd be like, no, fuck that. That's not enough. You have to explain more.
Yeah, no.
Because you'd be like, that's some bullshit. What? Anyway, so she's like, hey, you guys. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, yous guys.
Yeah.
Cake or pie? Is first thing here. Cake or pie, Bob? Cake or pie?
Well, I've always been a cake guy.
That's the question. That's the answer.
Right.
Pie.
Pie. Cake or pie, Jay?
Yeah, Jay right now is thinking when I was trying to figure out the word.
Does cake mean butthole?
Scotch.
Yeah.
No.
Cobbler.
He's thinking booty or vagina.
I will say this. My favorite dessert ever is apple. Then
It's
fuck
a simple-
you, Bill.
Kids,
Then
it's a
fuck you. If you, I ain't answering it.
It could have been anybody.
I'm not answering.
Jack.
I'm not
if
answering.
If Bob
I'm
had
not
taken a
answering.
second.
I need.
So as soon as he
No.
took the second, like, I'm going to lean back and talk, I gave him the look like, oh, here we go.
Fuck
the
you.
fucking story. I gave that look to him.
There's my answer.
What were you going to say?
No, I'm not done.
Tiramisu?
I'm done.
Lady fingers?
Your sister's ass.
Cake or pie? Your
sister's ass.
All
Pudding.
right.
There it is.
That should be the name of the episode, but we got to keep it clean on the episode titles. All right?
Aw.
Yeah. In the subtitle. I'll put it in the
Your
subtitle.
sister's blank, blank, blank.
Oh, okay.
No, use the asterisk.
Yeah, the I see what you did there. For my sister's asterisk.
The asteroids.
Them too.
We had Samuroids on Flash this week.
Yeah, I saw that.
Anyway, Steph, you tried because she goes cake or pie, keeping it simple, just how Bill likes emails. I derailed it. Thanks for mentioning Gotham Lights and our 100th episode. Henoa and I hope to hear from you boys.
Oh, Henoa. Who's Henoa?
Did I say that? I'm sure I did. Henoa. Like Henoa salami.
Yeah, Heno. I was gonna say Heno had a sex change, but
Get it now, your boy's head dealer.
Deluso.
Delarusso.
Deluso salami.
Deluso salami and Tuturozzo, tomato sauce.
All I know is just stay the
Peeled whole tomatoes.
just stay the fuck away from Thilman's, because I don't care what Joe Torre says. It's not the deli.
Let me tell you, Jay, my mother, like on the phone one time, my mother, you hear me say that? My mom, she told me one day on the phone, she's like, oh, you're never going to believe it. I can finally make fucking sauce down here. They got the Tutsurossos or whatever brand it is. I didn't even know I had a name. I just seen this can, this one can of tomatoes all my life. Only the one brand she would ever buy.
Yeah.
You know, they finally got it down here. I can find it down here. And she was like, oh, she's beside herself. So when you come down, I can make the good sauce now. So thanks, Steph, for the email. We really appreciate it, and keep up the good work out there. Keep fighting the good fight with that Gotham show.
Whoa, whoa.
And then last one here. Kinda. That was kind of like right under it. This one's from Wesley Gaskins. No voiceover this time. No voice effect. I'm just doing it straight. Hey, you gentlemen, have you ever seen a movie in a genre that you hate but loved the movie? And the same for music. I'm going to be hard-pressed to find examples of that, but I would have to say yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, look, like I'm not big on, like, romantic comedies, but I think there's a couple that I probably saw that I was like, all right, that was actually, like, a good movie.
You've got mail.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
You've got mail.
Yeah. No, I do. We're reading it right now.
Yeah, you've got mail.
I do.
I'm just a sucker for Tom Hanks.
That's it, too. Sleepless in Seattle, that kind of stuff, which probably doesn't hold up when you go back and rewatch it now.
No. Nora Ephron.
That Nora Ephron. Shake your head. Seen a movie in a genre that you hate. But, like, what genre does anybody really hate?
Yeah.
well, he don't like horror, right?
But you wouldn't say hate.
I wouldn't
Hate's a
say
strong
hate.
word. Though. Like, you know, it's not like you actively avoid it.
No.
You know what I mean?
No,
Maybe you don't hunt down movies in that genre a particular way, but it's not
Yeah.
like you completely, like, disregard it or something.
No.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
French New Wave. Like, that's shit I hate.
Yeah,
I don't even know what it is.
You know, but like there are types of horror movie. Like I tend to like the gothic horror movies and the like classical stuff.
Yeah.
More, and I do try to avoid torture porn.
Yeah. And that's a dying breed as it is anyway.
You know. I can go for a good slasher.
Yeah, sure. Who doesn't like a good slasher? Hey, I'm hyped up for this Halloween remake that's coming. I saw that picture that came out of the Michael Myers mask, the poster. But yeah, that's a tough question, man. And the same for music, a genre that you hate but you love. Like I guess I have a random example of it. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. You know?
I guess I could I don't think mob movies should exist. I don't like them in that sense. Like,
Right.
They're promoting a negative behavior.
Right.
But I like The Godfather.
Right. Fair enough.
I like Goodfellas.
That's fair.
So
Okay.
I guess in that sense,
I could see that.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Once you see a movie like that, it's like how can those two movies are excellent. So how can you not like them? You
like
know
if
what
you're
I
a person who's kind of like against violence in films or war movies, but like Saving Private Ryan is really good.
mean,
I can kind of see it.
in another sense, you could say, I don't like crappy movies, but I've seen some.
Yeah, like it's like
You
saying
know,
like
and
I'm
I
not
mean-
like for me like I'm not big on vampire stuff. Like vampire stuff
Right.
usually doesn't impress me too much, or it's not like one of these like genre things that
Yeah.
I take. Like I get into usually. Like it has to really impress me on its own. So like
Yeah.
stuff like Blade or even like True Blood when it started because it was doing different things, like really kind of like different.
Oh, so then you must have been a huge Queen of the Damned fan.
No, because of that I saw the other one. I saw Lestat. I saw,
Interview with the Vampire?
yeah, I saw that. So I got my fill.
Near Dark, you need to watch.
I think I've seen Near Dark.
That's Bill Paxton, Lance Henriksen.
Isn't that Bob's favorite?
Yeah. Is that a Carpenter movie?
No, it's
is it-
Catherine Bigelow. It's her.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
It's
So that's the biker gang, right?
they take the entire gothic element out of vampires.
right.
So they're
okay.
like outlaws. It's
I might have
almost
seen that then.
westernish.
Yeah.
That
Is that filmed like out in the plains a little bit?
it's out in Texas. Yeah.
Okay, I think I might have seen that.
That is great.
Okay, Henriksen and who else?
It's the three
Paxton's.
Marines and aliens. It's Vasquez,
Gotcha.
Hudson, and Bishop.
It's vampires this time, huh? Yeah, you
Except
know.
Bishop wasn't a Marine; he was an android. Spoiler alert.
Fucking, you ruined it. You ruined it.
No, it's okay. They, I mean, they take away everything from Alien 2 and Alien 3 anyway, so...
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
That's coming up. That's a hint. All right, so for music, I don't know, music in general for the same thing.
I'm not a
like,
fan of musicals.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I love Little Shop of Horrors.
same. I'll give you that.
So
You
I
know?
mean, but the thing is too, it's like if you take like the people of Saturday Night Live in Second City,
Sure,
and
sure.
you know what I mean, and you have this like really cool gimmick where it's a plant that eats people, and
Right.
But and they got a really good writer for songs. That was Alan Menken, I think. He
Sure.
was big into Beauty and the Beast, I think. He was a
Guys
big
like us
writer.
will probably lean more towards only those examples I'll give you. Like, we would probably love Avenue Q if we ever saw it.
Right.
Or we would probably love the Book of Mormon if we ever saw
Right.
it. Because at least these things have an edge or, they bring something else to the
like
table.
Rocky Horror. I was,
Sure.
that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like they're musicals, but they're musicals that
Yeah.
I can identify with for
Yeah.
other genres that
Yeah,
I
I draw
like.
a line at Rocky Horror, though.
Right.
I can't.
So if Kerry King wrote a musical, you'd be.
Oh, of course.
Thumbs
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, now, I will say Sarah and I on the DCTV report have had a running gag where I like musicals, but I could do without all the singing.
Right.
right. I'm not sure how you work that out. So,
Like, there's a-
instrumental musicals.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like, instead of,
Yeah.
and maybe for the person's, like, the melodic part of the lyrics, we'll just have a flute that kind of, like, replaces that.
It's really just like Andrew Lloyd Webber stuff because they sing the whole fucking time.
Yeah, okay, that's the
Or
thing.
it's
There's
like,
no break, there's
can
no
we just-
dialogue.
Can we just get like 5 minutes where people could just chat and give me time to process everything that's happening? Because
yeah.
it's like in a theater, it's different because you get the scene changes and everything.
Yeah.
Whereas like in a
In a
movie,
movie-
it's just nonstop. It's
Yeah,
just this
yeah.
bombardment of the senses.
I can see it.
I actually,
won't.
I thought the Phantom of the Opera film was okay. I've never seen the Broadway show. You know what I mean? I never had a desire to go see it. You know what I mean? Being a fan of the old silent
I know how it
and
ends.
the Universal thing, but this was Schumacher.
Yeah, and you know what? That's where he should have stayed. Like that's
No, but the thing is, it's like it's actually a well shot piece of work. It's
Okay,
actually
yeah,
well
yeah.
done, But I'm not a fan of that stuff, so it's kind of like I had to watch it again to see if I really liked it or not. And I actually think it's very good.
All right, kids, that's your Broadway Minute.
Yeah,
Here on
there
the
it is.
Here on the Wicked
There we
Theory
go.
podcast. So we're gonna wrap it up.
I played the dentist, and we went over that.
Yeah,
Little
we
Shop
went-
of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, I did that.
You knocked some guy's teeth out. All of a sudden.
can we do just one really quick? I'm sorry.
What do you got?
This
What do we
came
got?
over the wire. Vern Troyer passed away.
Yeah. So if anybody hadn't caught that news,
Somebody
sad,
step on him?
Sad news.
No.
Sad news.
He'd been dealing with
I'm kidding.
drug addiction and alcoholism his entire life.
Well,
and
okay.
seems like
Well,
he's-
it's better than like succumbing to some health-related thing because of his situation. Like, you know what I mean? Probably better to go out fucking partying
yeah.
than like, waiting for like an organ transplant that's not going to come or something crazy like that because of, some physical thing. A lot of people with his condition,
Sure.
They have all kinds of physical.
And you can understand why he's doing drugs. I mean, he's 2 feet tall.
2 feet tall and work
Rest
hard
in
to come
peace.
by.
If anybody in life could have said that he got shortchanged,
All right, that's
just too soon.
too soon.
The way you
Literally,
The way you laugh.
because it's too soon.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Verne. Salute.
yes,
Thank
Verne.
you
Salute.
for
In
the
all
work.
seriousness, rest in peace.
Last thing. Since you were talking about Paul Bettany, he's Vision, he's the gangster.
Yeah.
People should go rent a film.
What is this?
Called Gangster Number 1.
All right, that's it.
All right, it's a British gangster film. Go check that shit out.
Is that
He's
where?
really
Is that
good
where
in
like
it.
he broke?
It's the first time I saw him.
Okay, fair enough.
All right.
All right. Maybe
There
you
you
give me
go.
a different perspective on him. All right. He looks like a freaking school teacher.
Well, you almost tried to interrupt me again,
When?
and you went, yeah, just now. You went, oh, what's this? What's this?
Well, it was a goof though.
No, it wasn't.
I'm bringing it back. It's called fucking callback. It's called a callback. Wait, you don't know comedy, kid?
Hey,
Hey,
Fazooch,
fucking open mic night every week here.
what do we got next?
Up next, we got a new segment, a new thing, and we want people to check it out. We're gonna try it out. We'll see how it goes. It's gonna be a little bit of a different vibe. You just tune in. I'm not gonna sell it. Just tune in.
Twitter handles.
Twitter handles. Uncle Jay is at Uncle Jay's thing. I'll just get that out for
I
him.
can't
Well,
do it.
sometimes. No, I'm only kidding. What do you got, buddy? Where are you at? On the
Uncle
internet?
Jay's thing. It's
Oh,
Twitter.
okay, fair enough.
Your sister's no. I'm
I'm at your sister's ass. That's his next handle.
I'm at Edward O'Hare TBD.
Bob.
I'm at Bob WTPC.
Good.
See, nice and easy, bro.
Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Ah, finally. Of all the people to finally figure it out. No, I'm only kidding. All right, and I'm at Wicked Theory. The show's at wickedtheory.com, and wherever good podcasts are given away for free. But then again, you're probably already listening to it. If you're not listening to us live, we do it live every Saturday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Why don't you join us over on Mixler, mixler.com/wicked-theory. And Mixler's got a free app. You can listen to us on the go if you want to. And if you're listening live, stick around. Like I said, we got a new after-show slot thing we're going to be doing.
Cash. Uncle Jay's thing.
Follow him on Twitter, please. Please. Somebody. Follow Ed, too.
Somebody play with his thing.
Brother Bob, take us on out.
The Wicked Theory podcast is heard live every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern until whenever. Just go to mixler.com/wicked-theory. Mixler is MIXLR. Sign up to join the chat. Then click the follow button to get reminders whenever the show goes live. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, wherever good podcasts are given away for free, and at wickedtheory.com. You can support the show at patreon.com/wickedtheory. There you can get the after show if you miss it live. God forbid. Plus other exclusive episodes. As always, send your emails to podcast@wickedtheory.com.